One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Oh, that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com, one of our favorite sponsors, is back.
Hey everyone, Chris Pandolfi from the infamous String Dusters here to let you know that my podcast, Inside the Musician's Brain, is back on the airwaves for Season 4, which means it's time once again to get deep with influential musicians from all across the musical landscape to really understand and translate the lessons of success, failure, inspiration, and hard work that are behind the music and the artists that we love. My guests this season include Rachel Price from Lake Street Dives, Sam Bush, Chris Wood, Chris Funk from The Decemberists, Lindsay Liu, MC Taylor from His Golden Messenger, and more. Check us out, and thanks for listening.
We're so excited to tell you a bit about today's sponsor, Music Masters Collective. They are a nonprofit organization that produces unique music events, providing opportunities for fans and artists to meet and collaborate in an inspired and creative atmosphere.
Music Masters Collective events give you the opportunity to learn from world-class musicians like Otil Burbridge, Steve Earle, Richard Thompson, former members of the band, the Milk Carton Kids, Nikki Glaspie, the Fab Four, and Sean Colvin, and so many more.
At an event like the Milk Carton Kids Sad Song Summer Camp happening this July, you can expect immersive classes, evenings of entertainment, excellent food, and a space for a lucky group of folks to learn, co-write, workshop, and perform with like-minded peers, all with the guidance of Kenneth Pattengale, Joey Ryan, and some of their favorite songwriters. This all-inclusive week in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York is guaranteed to be magical. Scholarships are available and spots are extremely limited, so visit www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple to learn more. That's www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple. Check it out. So, yeah, I mean, it's Wednesday, and here we are.
Here it is.
It's kind of novel, right?
There you are.
Wherever you are, there you are. Hey, now, No Simple Road family. This is Aaron.
And this is Mel.
And this is Apple.
And we are here today to we started doing artist spotlights.
Yay.
Every once in a while. This isn't like, don't expect this every Wednesday, all right? But like,
It's a treat.
yeah.
You don't always have a treat. That's why it's a treat.
It's like ice cream on a Wednesday morning.
Got it all
Yeah.
the time, it wouldn't be a treat anymore.
That's right.
Is that true? Is that really true? I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like if I had ice cream every night, it would be a treat every time.
It wouldn't be a special treat, though.
No, it's
That'd
true.
be more like a scheduled treat. like Darwin. Darwin's on a scheduled treat regimen.
Okay, that makes sense. He's
we-
like, what?
we woke
Darwin
up.
treat? What?
What?
Well,
Those are my words.
everybody, this isn't a scheduled treat regimen. This is a Wednesday surprise.
Rando.
Yeah,
Special treat.
and we are.
But it is a special treat.
Yeah, it is, and we are
It was for
spotlighting
us.
Nick from Big Something.
What?
We had the opportunity to hang out with Nick backstage while Frasco was playing at the Aladdin Theater here. We went to the show and watched Big Something open for Frasco, and then right after Frasco took the stage, Nick pulled us backstage, and we spent about a half hour with him talking back there about what we had just seen and our experience of seeing Big Something for the first time. And I know, at least for myself, like, okay, let me set this up. When we left the house that night, this was it was like Tuesday night or something, or Thursday, and the three of us were like, yeah, I don't really feel like going out, but we want to support Andy and see Big Something, and we're tired, and we all got to work in the morning, but fuck it, you know what, we're going to support the band. And
It was my day off. I was feeling good, but we starting to get a little old around the edges.
Yeah. And we stayed until the last note was played, man. Like this, we were completely blown away by Big Something and the energy and the sound that they brought into that room.
Yeah.
It was something.
It
was big.
it was a big something. That is a hell of an appropriate name for the band.
Yes.
After seeing them. And you guys heard it when we were talking about it a couple weeks ago, but their performance was electric. It was something that, well, one, I definitely didn't expect. And usually I don't go, right up front. We were right up front, and them coming out the gate with like soundtrack music, first of all.
Like in the UFC or WWE.
It was incredible. That like hyped it up. I was like, yeah, hell yeah. And then everybody starts walking out like, whoa, yeah. And then they just started in like they were in a 20-minute jam. Like at a peak of a 20-minute jam.
First song was Love Generator.
Yeah,
right?
Love Generator. And it was incredible. Like it just started hard. And like, I mean, I can't say never because I don't remember every memory, but this is one of those times where like I felt the music like as a force at me. I mean, maybe because I was up front, but it felt like they were like literally spilling and flowing energy and love at us.
Yep.
And I think we all said that afterwards. It was like there was no foreplay or anything. It was like straight to the date.
Mm-hmm.
Like boom, in your face, rocking from the very beginning.
Yeah. And, if you're not familiar with Big Something,
Familiarize yourself.
That's why we're doing this. That's why
Yeah.
they're an artist spotlight on No Simple Road this week.
And I was going to say, you're in luck if you're just about anywhere in the country because they're on tour right now, and they're going to right now starting March 22nd in California. They're California, Arizona, California, then over to Florida, Louisiana, Washington D.C., New York, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Illinois, West Virginia. And then there's going to be a lot of festivals, including High Sierra Music Festival, Summer Camp, Renaissance Music and Arts Festival.
Damn, they're
Mountain
a busy
Music
bunch.
Festival. Yeah, these guys are out there, so you can find them somewhere.
And here's the thing, like, if you're not familiar with them, and when bands that you're not familiar with come through your town, sometimes you'll see it advertised and you're like, meh, whatever. Don't sleep on this. Like, if they're coming through where you're at,
and you haven't seen them,
or even if you have,
well, yeah, if you have, you're probably going to.
But
the
if
show.
you haven't, definitely make the time to go check them out. I promise that you're going to have one of the best nights.
You're
of your
gonna
life.
have a good time.
You'll hear it in the interview, but I'm going to mention it up front again. Make sure to bring extra money because they have some of the coolest merch you've seen.
You're right, Apple.
It's hard to pick a pin, a sticker, or a shirt because every design is so cool.
Mel got her stack of pancakes pin.
Yeah, it was very special. Thank you, babe, for getting me that. I love that.
And then we got Aaron got his stack of pancakes after the show.
Yeah, you know what, man?
It was a very pancake heavy evening.
It was a very pancake heavy evening.
It was like we were disappointed about pancakes, and we, got the big something pancakes, and we got the real pancakes.
And hey, this doesn't have anything to do with pancakes, but Apple was just mentioning, like, if you're anywhere, basically, you're going to have the chance to see big something. I just want to take a second and give a huge shout out to all of our listeners in Hong Kong.
Whoa.
Yeah. Thank you so much. No Simple Road is in the top 10 podcasts in Hong Kong.
What?
Music podcasts right now.
Thank you.
Wow. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So check that out. Isn't
you,
that
Hong
weird?
Kong. It's beautiful.
I wouldn't imagine Hong Kong with like a big jam band scene.
Well, I've never been to Hong Kong, so I can't say anything about it.
Yeah. But hey, all you No Simple Road family in Hong Kong, we speak your name.
Yes.
And hey, if you can, if you're one of our listeners and you're in Hong Kong and you're like, hey, they're talking about me, call the Tepid line.
Yeah.
And be like, yo, I'm from wherever in Hong Kong, and I listened to No Simple Road, and
how did you find out about No Simple Road in Hong Kong?
Yeah, we're huge in Hong Kong now.
Oh, that's been awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So this is your Wednesday unscheduled, non-regular treat. Artist Spotlight.
The title's getting longer every time you say it.
With Nick MacDaniels of Big Something.
Yeah, man.
And you're going to enjoy it so much like we did.
Thank you, Nick, for hanging out with us, man. And remember, do all the stuff with No Simple Road. Follow us on the social media at No Simple Road and go to the website. Call 971-808-1524 to tell us that you're from Hong Kong or Kalamazoo or wherever the hell that you listen to the show. Yeah. And you know what? You can go to patreon.com/No Simple Road, and that is how you can monetarily support No Simple Road. There's patron only content up there that only people that support us
That's
are allowed to look
right.
at, hear, see.
We had to
taste.
do something.
That's right. and it's been pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, it has. It's been great. It's been fun.
That's patreon.com/No Simple Road. And remember to tell somebody that you love about the show, man. That is how more people will find out about No Simple Road, and the three of us can quit our day jobs. So please do that. Help us manifest our dream like Nick is doing in Big Something, manifesting their dream of playing all over the country and blowing people's minds. And they are fulfilling theirs. So, yeah. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So this week's artist spotlight on No Simple Road is
Nick from Big Something.
We are in the back weird labyrinth of the Aladdin Theater in Portland, Oregon, and we're sitting here with Nick from Big Something, hanging out. Andy Frasco, you'll hear in the background, playing on stage right now. This is really cool, man. Welcome, Nick.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Wait, I got to say something. And Nick, also, it blows me away. I forgot seeing you live tonight. I've just heard you and watched you on YouTube videos. The voice that comes out of you, dude, is beyond. I expected like a 250-pound fucking like burly dude that voice comes out of. Fucking amazing.
Hell yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
It's a trip to like, I mean, I've seen you guys on video and stuff, but to see it live is a completely different experience, dude. And I'm going to say this and you guys are going to be like, shut up. I have a new favorite band.
Get the fuck out.
I'm serious, dude. I'm dead fucking serious.
Man, that's awesome. Thank you.
For real. And this be damned. Like, for real, for real.
I appreciate that. And that, you know, I feel like that's something about our band that, you know, it's kind of like an acquired taste in a way. People don't always get it right away at first. And then when they get it, they really get it.
It's such a big sound.
Yeah. Thank you.
I mean, I know that's cliche. I'm not trying to be silly, but seriously, like the sound is so big and it's really something that you have to see. Is that something that you guys have like tried to cultivate, or is that just a thing that is what it is?
I mean, yeah, the name came second. The sound came first.
Okay. That makes sense.
And we are just kind of like this ragtag collection of individuals. We're not really trying to sound like a band. We just kind of sound like ourselves. And it just kind of happened organically like that.
I'm really curious, man. What's your you personally, like what was your influence? What made you want to start doing it?
What made me want to be in a
like what music made you like, oh fuck, I want to do that?
I feel like it's just always been there.
Okay.
Yeah, ever since I was a little kid, like I dreamed of doing this. You know, my parents would put on the Beach Boys and like the Pointer Sisters, and I would just dream about being on stage, you know, being in a band, and just kind of happened, you know.
Okay. So it wasn't like I heard Hendrix for the first time and knew.
No, but my influences, I would say, are like 90s rock, because I just grew up in that era. So I was heavily influenced by 90s rock. And then as I got older, I got a little more into like hip hop and the Talking Heads and more like art pop rock type stuff. So, you know, I just, I love all different types of music. But, you know,
you guys,
I love a good song. I think the song is like really what is the most important thing. Right. And so like finding how to craft songs, like that was kind of like something I tried to focus on as the band was getting going and forming. So
I gotta say, as far as crafting songs, you hit a soft spot with me, Aaron, and Mel tonight when you guys closed with Creep. We love Radiohead. It's one of the first bands we saw when we moved up here 7 years ago. And when you busted that out and you did the high parts so fucking well, dude. That was very special night. Thank you for the goosebumps.
Oh man, that's a great song. Like that's.
It felt super personal because, you know, you came out with the Love Generator, and then it's the name of the song, but it felt like that's what was happening, and it literally was to bookend Creep with that, like, you know, like open with that and then Creep. It felt very personal to us, and I know it's not our show, but it not even for us. I know, like, thanks for performing for us. Well, it's just
that's awesome, because that's the goal at the end of the day, is to connect with people.
Yeah, to make people feel like it's that's what I was getting at. Is like you're here performing in front of hundreds of people, whatever, and everybody's feeling like that, like that's my song and you guys are doing that for me, and that's a special thing to do. Not everybody gets to put that out like that. Even a great entertainer doesn't always, that's not like my message just because they just sing a great song, but you guys connect in a really bold way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The whole venue
when the whole venue is singing along, that's something.
Yeah,
but I want to.
Doesn't that feel good when everybody's singing together?
Dude.
Yeah.
Yes, it felt great.
I want to go back to what you said though about crafting good songs. What's a good song? It's fine. It's fine.
What's a good song?
Yeah,
That's a great question.
What makes it? It's fine.
So, I mean, a good song, I like to think of the first word I think of when I think of a good song is like timeless.
So is it like when I say that, is it the hook? Is it the?
It's everything.
It's all of it.
It's the first line, and then it's the chorus, and the character that's
Oh shit! Yeah.
being portrayed, or like whether it's a personal thing or a story about like more of like a character type song. There's so many different ways that you can go with it. The three main topics that usually always come up are like love, death, and drugs. And
sure.
so there are a lot of
We all
songs
can
about those three things.
Absolutely.
And in different ways, but that's kind of like the magic of life.
Okay, that makes sense. And
That is the magic of life. Love, drugs, and
death. Yeah, I mean, processing all of that stuff is the human experience. So something that you can connect with in a way that feels authentic, I think, also is a big part of what makes a good song a good song.
So when you sit down to write, is it you writing the lyrics?
It's a mix. I saw that there's a lot. I saw that like I always look at like the who wrote and everything. Looking back at several of your album, there's some of them have like 12 people involved. That's different.
There are lots of great minds that have contributed lyrical stuff to our songs. I am generally kind of there to like edit it and put it all together and take a brainstormed thing and file it down into a verse and a chorus and a bridge and the structure of the song along with the rest of the bands. Like we kind of come up with it all together. It's very collaborative and it's a fun process. But as far as the lyrics go, I had a long time childhood friend that helped write a lot of the lyrics. We grew up together. When Big Something first formed, we wrote together, most of our catalog from the first 4 or 5 albums. And then he passed away in 2017. And, it took a little while to get over that and to kind of figure out how to write our music, after that. And actually Andy was, such a big help with that. And just kind of like, we sat down and started talking about writing songs together. And then all of a sudden I started, talking to some other people and working on lyrics. Ben, our drummer, he and I sat down and started working on lyrics together. And it just became this, like, it was like the floodgates kind of opening where there was like all these really cool new, creative minds involved, but in a very like organic way. It didn't feel forced or anything like that.
All right, you just answered my question because I always look at things like that, like liner notes and stuff, like who was involved. Some of your songs, like nobody in the band was involved in the writing. Like it seems like you have a lot of people that are very willing and want to contribute, and you guys are open to that. We
have several people that have been super cool with like the creative behind the scenes process of Big Something. A good friend of ours named Josh Phillips from Asheville, North Carolina, has contributed a ton of the music. Our producer John Custer has contributed a ton of music. Our good friend Mister, who's like a MC hip hop artist, has written several verses for the band. There's another new friend who has been one of my favorite people to work with so far is Susto. I don't know if you're familiar with Susto. No. He's like an indie rocker. He's actually friends with Frasco. He helped Frasco write "Dancing Around My Grave."
Okay.
And so he lives in Nashville now, and we sat down and wrote 2 of the new songs that are going on the new album together. And
hang on. When your friend passed, that's your collaborative partner that you started this thing with and done everything. Did it ever cross your mind to quit?
No.
Okay.
It didn't cross my mind to quit because of that. Sometimes there are other things that make me feel like giving up just in the music industry in general, but that didn't make me want to quit. That was just like, you know, such a big shock and such a big, like, you know, heavy thing that it just kind of put everything on pause.
Right.
And it was really crazy the way that it happened. He actually passed away the day we were getting ready to record an album. So we were like setting up to record in this Echo Mountain Studios in Asheville. It's like a church. Oh, wow. So we were getting ready to set up in this church recording studio, and his mom called me and told me the news, and then we had to like kind of process it and record this album. And that was the other side, our 6th album or 5th album.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So that was just a really heavy few months.
Was it cathartic recording the album at all?
Yes. I honestly, like, the fact that we were there at the studio was such a good, it was such a good way to process it, because it gave me the ability to like take these songs that we had worked on together. Like, I don't know if I've ever been closer with anyone else in my life than this person. Like, just like writing songs together with someone, you know,
You're bearing your soul.
And he's bearing his soul. And it's like, we had already been friends since like kindergarten. And so like we really like were super close. And just like having that opportunity to then record the songs that we had just written together, you know, with the rest of the guys in the band, and try to like do the songs justice for Paul, you know, that was a really cathartic and, you know, nice way to process the situation.
That's wow.
Yeah.
I can imagine. The reason I asked that question is because I can imagine that would like, might be tough to keep going after that, especially because you're so tight, you know what I mean? But then to be in that space and have the opportunity to like, this one's for you kind of thing.
I didn't think about writing lyrics for probably like a year and a half or 2 years after it happened. Like, we recorded that album and then I just put it all down because I just couldn't bring myself to try and write without him. And it was Frasco who kind of knocked me out of that.
How did you guys hook up, you and Frasco?
We got booked to play together in 2020, right before the pandemic, on the Royal Rumble tour.
Yeah. That's when we talked.
I just looked. It was January 26th is when we released it, and you guys were getting ready to do that. And I was super stoked because I've always been into wrestling. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like, that's the coolest thing I ever heard.
It was the coolest thing we've ever done. It was one of the craziest times of my life, and I'll never forget it. It was so much fun, and you know, it just kind of awakened the passion and everything, you know, in us. And it, you know, we learned a lot from playing with Andy and his band. His band's so much fun on stage, and I think we kind of rubbed off on each other a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But so how does, just like, I'm sure you've worked with tons of other bands, you know, so how did that closeness, that bond start to happen with Andy?
Sometimes you just meet people and you connect, you know. And he's such a lovable guy. He's an old soul, so he's easy to connect with. But you know, we plotted out that tour together, and we actually started in Mexico at Panic in the Playa together.
Okay.
And then we went, and that was actually right when Kobe died. So he had such a hard time with that, and we were there with him when it happened. And then we went on tour together and just kind of got really close, you know.
That's so cool. But Panic in the Playa.
Yeah.
What's that experience like?
I enjoyed it a little bit more than Jam Cruise, but it's really fun. It's so chill. It feels a little more like a vacation than like a marathon
gig.
cruise type situation.
We were actually talking to Andy about Jam Cruise today.
Yeah.
I would imagine it'd be tough.
I never even thought about like, you're performing. That's great. But then you're also on the boat.
Right.
So that's, I didn't even.
24/7 on.
Yep.
That's got to be tiring, man.
Oh yeah. That when we did Jam Cruise in 2018, like just getting off the boat was like the worst day ever. It was like they kick you off of that thing at like 6 a.m, so everybody's up all night,
Oh,
and then
shit.
and then they pull into port and they're like, get off. And it's like just the sea of jam band zombies pouring out onto the.
Oh my God. It's like the airport in Mexico when we left Fish.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You guys just did Riviera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Oh.
was that
Hell yeah.
experience down there, dude. Unparalleled.
Those are really fun.
I can imagine as an artist, that would just be like heaven.
It's so cool. Yeah.
Fucking come on.
Yeah. It's like a paid vacation.
Totally.
It's super nice.
So tell me about the new album, man. What's going on?
We went to this really cool studio in the middle of nowhere in Minnesota, Cannon Falls, Minnesota. It's called Pachyderm. It's where
How do you find out about like that?
our
Like-
manager Mike
Okay,
actually helped us
okay.
find it, and because we told him going, we were like, we kind of want to like go somewhere and close ourselves off to the world and make it like a retreat where we can like live together and record together for like
That makes sense.
So we did 10 days at the studio in Minnesota. It's called Pachyderm. A bunch of really cool 90s albums were recorded there. So like Nirvana, In Utero was recorded there.
Oh, shit.
Live, Throwing Copper was recorded there.
I love that one.
Yeah. And it's on a trout stream. So there's like hundreds of trout in this stream that's like in the backyard of the house. It's like this old 70s vintage guest house that the band stayed in. There was no, but Doug did a bunch of fishing and caught some trout, and we cooked dinner every night and got really close and just had like such a great bonding experience while recording an album. And this album in the studio it kind of inspired the album. Just the space it just felt like such a cool like energy at this studio. I'm really excited about the album. I think it's probably the best thing we've ever done.
When's it coming out?
We're figuring that out, but
Okay.
it's coming. And there's Andy's on a track, Susto's on a track. There's a bunch of different collaborators and people involved, and I'm really proud of it.
What is a city without its music?
The legacy of the New York Philharmonic is incredible.
Nearly 2 centuries of history. That's a lot of music and a lot of stories.
I was sitting on stage for the very first time thinking, I can't quite believe this is happening.
Join me, Jamie Bernstein, as we explore the history of the New York Philharmonic. It's the NY Phil story made in New York, a podcast about a city, its people, and their orchestra. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
Yeah.
I can see it in your eye.
I just wanted to say, because we were talking with Andy about like being grateful for where you're at, being like proud of yourself for when you actually are doing stuff. You like look back and everything that you're living is like the dream that you were asking for 5-10 years ago. But then you get it, and then sometimes you get like jaded by stuff, or you forget how hard you've worked to make such an amazing album. Is that something that you like? It sounds like you're super grateful and all of that, but like, is that something that gets in your head too? Like, just kind of that.
Yeah, I mean, part of being an artist is like putting your struggles back into your art, and processing, all of that and channeling it.
Yeah.
It gets hard, and you I love that question. It's like we are doing what we've always dreamed of doing, and this is kind of like a dream come too. But then when you get there, there's all kinds of other things that you never even like really think about that come up that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
And that's why I asked, because even any insight or any kind of like leverage that other people that are listening to it too. Like because that happens not just in music, but like in life. Like we forget, like, oh, I went to school for 4 years and I'm a nurse now and I'm hating my job. Like, sometimes you need to get re-inspired or just remember, and so that's why I asked, like, what, like, because we do deal with it, and maybe sometimes you're in an upswing where you're not dealing with it, and that's
just suppressing it. But like the world moves so fast these days, it's like everything is just go, 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 go. You don't get a chance to like sit and really process things, and like you said, you don't get a chance to like be proud of yourself and just take it all in, and you pass that barrier of like grieving so deep for a friend, making something that you thought was so proud, and then right now you're saying you're even more like the best thing that you could have done. You're not done yet, like there's always something to be proud of, but like in the moment, like it's almost like you owe it to the project, to yourself, to your stamina to continue something forward. It's like you got to be proud of all of it and to make it last, so that you can like have less time with, not you, everybody, less time with that kind of struggle in your head, more time for creative, artistic freedom. That's something that Andy's really good at, is being present with people and being present in the moment. And like something I've tried to learn from him too. Like sometimes we get so wrapped up in everything that's happening that we forget to just sit back and enjoy where we're at, know,
having a conversation or having a beer with somebody or eating a meal. Like, I think about what you're doing, and like you said, when I was a kid, I always dreamed about it. I saw myself doing it. And then flash forward to tonight, you're in front of however many people doing it, right? But there's always the next thing, the album that's coming out or the tour that's coming up, or it's never enough. It's dude. And what the fuck is that? I don't know. What the fuck, man? Like, it's a bottomless pit. And it seems like, at least for me, like I'll have moments where it's like, oh my God, this is the thing that I was waiting for. It's happening right now. And I'm like present with it and I feel it. And then all of a sudden it's like gone. And now there's a fucking something else thing. We're not allowed to stay in any moment for too long. As human beings, we're just not allowed. The moment ends. Like, seriously. You can. It's just not possible. Like, you can have that moment many times, but it ends every single time. Isn't that the goal in playing, though? Like, when you're on stage, that's endless, timeless, right? Holding space, finding that space. Yeah. Like, go ahead. That moment. Yeah. Getting to the point where nobody's really thinking. It's just a symbiotic relationship between the musicians on stage. I saw you guys get there so fucking fast tonight. Like, immediately. Oh, this is what I want to say earlier. Coming out to that music in the beginning, I'm telling you, that's the best shit that I've ever experienced, because we're going to a lot of shows and I can't count how many times that you're like hype. It hypes you up, and then you come out rocking hard. Like I feel like you get every inch of what you paid for when you start like that, and people are stoked for you immediately. So I just want to say kudos, because that's dope. Cool, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's a new little trick in the Big Something repertoire. Yeah.
Well, in that first song, you like everybody in the band was showcased.
Cool.
And you did it together and everything. Yeah. And you have some interesting characters in the band. We do. Too. It's like, is it Casey?
Casey, yeah.
Where'd you find him? Like, holy shit, man. Even when he's not playing, you see him in waiting.
Right. Yes, he is a very special guy. He was playing in Greensboro, and I was in college around there in North Carolina at the time, and we just kind of linked up, and the rest was history.
That's a fucking wizard right there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And here's the other, I don't want to nerd out on like guitar stuff too much, but like I do, but I'm not going to. Watching you play, I play, okay? Sort of. watching you play is the most confusing fucking thing I've ever seen in my whole life. He plays, for everybody listening, he plays Hendrix style, like low E string on the bottom, high E string on the top, left-handed. So it's backwards and upside down for me.
Yes.
So like watching you play a G,
it's upside down.
It's a fucking. So the question behind all of that is, when you were learning guitar, did you have to like look at chord diagrams in a mirror or backwards?
So yeah, people always have a really hard time with this, but to me, it's just how I started playing and like how I kind of taught myself.
You didn't do that on purpose?
No, I'm a left-handed person, so like I've done everything left-handed my whole life.
Okay.
And when I was a little kid, I started out on drums, and I would switch the drums around. So and it was such a pain in the ass. You know, every time you play somebody's kit, you got to move switch the toms and the snare and the hi-hat around. And then I just picked up my buddy's guitar one day, and that's how I thought I was supposed to play it. Like, I didn't realize that there was a left-handed guitar. And even when you go to music stores, it's rare that there's even a left-handed guitar there. And that's Jimi Hendrix actually restrung his guitar. So his low string was on top and his high string was on the bottom, but he just didn't have access to a left-handed guitar. So he took a right-handed guitar when he was younger and flipped it over and made it a left-handed guitar.
That's
but for a guitar player, a right-handed guy, to watch what you're doing, I can't even.
It makes sense to my brain. Like the low string is on the bottom and the high string is on top. So when I'm running my scales or whatever, you know, it's like low to high and high to low. And the tab is written that way too. Like tab's upside down. If you think about it.
That's actually true.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the chord diagrams are just pictures, so I can look at it. And it took the guys in the band like a little while to get used to it, but now they can all.
That was when you walked out and you picked up your guitar. I was like, oh, he's left-handed. And then you started playing, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to watch that because it's so confusing. You know,
sorry, my bad.
It's so fucking cool to see it. And it reminds me of like, when you see somebody play like tap style guitar, you know what I'm talking about? Like, how are they doing that? It's baffling and it's great. And that's the stuff that other musicians, that's inspiring to see somebody like doing that. You're like, well, fuck, man, I want to be able to do that. Yeah. It's
just not even something I think about.
Of course. Yeah. You're left-handed.
I'm thinking about like, how do I lock in? Where's the pocket? And, I'm trying to listen to what else is happening around me too. So I can maybe like team up with what Josh is doing on the keys or team up with what Matt's doing on the bass. And how can I complement what's happening in the band, or is it my time to take the reins and go? You know,
like fast thinking.
You definitely, you're trying to find that space, like we were talking about, where you're all there together.
And like I said, I saw it, like it was fast. Is that a product of just the length of time playing together, or does that come from practice?
So 5 of us have been playing together for 14 years now. And Matt, our new bass player, just came into the mix after Doug retired. But he's fit right in like a glove.
Yeah.
And we're all kind of like right there with each other. So it's been really fun. He's brought a new energy. He's like really open to like letting go.
I loved his vibe.
Yeah.
Loved his vibe.
Yeah.
He was amazing. Dude, all like Ben too. I am impressed.
Thank you.
All of you are just really amazing musicians and such good at bringing good vibes out into the crowd. Because at first,
I really like this group. I love.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like I felt like tonight it was like what happened. Looked around, and it was like so many people like just loving it. Like it was great. You guys found something special with each other.
Thank you. Yeah, even our crew right now too. We have some awesome guys on the crew. Like this group right now that's on the road with us is a really great collective of individuals. Thank you. Thank you. I know it's not. Trust me. It's taken a long time to get. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. More compliments to you guys. It's a whole band of very eccentric players.
Yeah.
To have everybody being an eccentric player and then meld so well together, like Jesse on guitar, very unconventional and different, like everything he's doing and shit. Yeah. So that's what I was going to say about that. But then you kind of helped me with my next question, because everybody on tour with you matters. Yeah. I am a merch whore. I also can't help but judge bands by their merch. Some of the top bands in the world have shitty merch. Yeah. And it's like, I love you, but I love you, but what are you doing? Your guys' merch tonight, I went and grabbed Mel. I was like, Mel, they're both into pins. I was like, every single one of their fucking pins is fucking amazing. The elephant design, the wolf design, the new alien patch on the new hoodie. Who is behind all of the artwork and stuff for what you guys have at the merch table? Because you're killing it.
Thank you. There's just a ton of great artists that we've worked with over the years that I personally love getting into the art and like reaching out and networking with the artists and kind of like coming up with the ideas together. And a lot of times too, we just find great artists and let them do their thing.
Right.
But that's like the art is an important thing to me. I love the art around the bands. Back in the day, we had an awesome guy named Tim Webster who kind of helped come up with he did like a caricature of the band in a raft as cartoon characters. And then there was like the big megalodon shark coming from underneath of us. And that ended up being our album cover for Truth Serum. So he kind of built all these little characters and comic book world around us with our songs. And then from there, we started working with like Owen Murphy from One Drop Design Studio. He's amazing. Chris Gippel's been doing a lot of our art here lately.
It's so important to have that.
Yeah.
It really is. Like we talked to, the fuck was his name? From Dennis McNally about the shirts.
Maurice Tanny.
Maurice Tanny is the guy's name. And he was like, and he's an older cat. And he's like, nowadays it's basically you're a rock and roll band to sell t-shirts.
Right.
And it really
so
is.
True.
It's so hard to be on the road. It's so hard to do this job, period. And that's like the fuel that keeps you guys going from town to town. So it's fucking important to have dope shit out there. And they're right. It's on point, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it so much, guys.
Yeah.
This sounds like it might be the song that I have to sit in on.
Let's go.
But no, seriously, thank you so much for having me. This was
Nick.
Really cool to see you guys.
And we'll do it next time
I'm
again.
glad we got to do it in person. Yeah, super cool. Hell yeah.
We'll do it next time.
Thank you, Nick. That was
Anybody
awesome.
wants to come on again.
But it's a burden. Felony just been deferred, and hell means been the earth, and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? One simple road. Mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A=A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hey listeners, I want to tell you about the April-May 2023 issue of Relics magazine. Features a Dave Matthews Band cover story with additional articles and interviews with The National, Graham Nash, Wayne Shorter, ALO, Ivan Neville, our friend Eric Krasno and Stanton Moore, Marty Stewart, and much more. Check out the latest version of Relics and subscribe now at relics.com/DMB. Thanks, Relics.
Hey, what's up? This is Blake Weiland. I'm the host of the Tone Mob Podcast. It's a show where I interview guitar people about guitar stuff. We talk about their pedals, their amps, their accessories, their preferences, all that stuff, as well as a healthy dose of whatever comes up. Topics have ranged from aliens to addiction and anywhere in between. Oh yeah, and pizza. We're definitely going to be talking about pizza. So get the show wherever you're listening to this podcast at. Just search The Tone Mob in your search bar and it will pop right up. Come join us. We're having a lot of fun. Thanks for checking it out.